What's going on, guys? It's Adonis, and today is the review of the Powerbeats Wireless 3, or what I would like to call the Battle of the Beats. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, I did a review of the Powerbeats Wireless 2s about a year and a half ago. And at the time of the review, I'd said that these were my favorite. These are my favorite Bluetooth headphones, and that still holds true. I absolutely love these things for a few reasons. One, they're lightweight. Two, they don't get tangled. This is it. That's all there is to it. They just sit there like a beast, just hanging. The battery life was always pretty good. 15 minutes, give me an hour of use. Pretty awesome. And since I dance and I work out all the time, I need something like this to kind of hook into my ear so they don't fall out. I've tried Jaybirds, I've tried Jabras, and they always fall out of my ear. These never did. Now, obviously, sound is personal, it's subjective, and these never bothered me as far as the sound quality goes. They were fine. But the question I had was, how do the new ones stack up? Now, as far as the design goes, they're almost identical. They look exactly the same. Kind of. A lot of it is on the inside here. If you look at between this, which is the earbud, and this, there's actually a little bit more room here than there is on this one. And that will add for extra comfort. I know some people that were like, it was just a little bit too tight. This actually gives a lot more space in between the ear part here and the actual earbud. Also, call quality went up as well. Now, on my older ones, I would always use these for calls because I don't really like holding my 6S Plus or 7 Plus up to my ear. I just feel like it's too big. So I always used these. And at the time, every time I would use them, people would say, hey man, like I can always hear like background noise, you know, it's too loud. And it may not even be loud in the area that I'm in, but it was just one of those things that I always heard. Now with the Powerbeats Wireless 3s, I didn't have that issue at all. I would ask people, hey, how do I sound? Like, oh, you sound fine. And then I would turn off the Bluetooth, go to my phone, how do I sound? Oh, you sound fine. It was never a drastic difference. Usually with the 2s, I would switch over to the phone and people were like, oh yeah, I can hear you now. And a lot of it has to do with the isolation of background. The 3s just do a better job. And also the microphone doesn't sound as tinny. And that was from a lot of my friends saying, hey, like you actually sound better on these versus the 2s. Now I also said this in my unboxing that the buttons on them, even though they're very similar, the 3 just feels so much tighter. It doesn't seem like it's kind of made out of like this foamy plastic material, if that even makes any sense. This one's just very tight. It's snappy, has a nice click to it. Listen. And listen to this. It's just weird. I prefer that. It's tighter. Now, as far as the length between the earbuds, they're identical. They're not any different, which is good because I actually like the length on these versus like, let's say the Jabra Sport Pace. Now, what a lot of people were asking me is how do they sound? Now, the first generation of the Powerbeats, that was before I actually started my YouTube channel, I hated the way that they sounded. I thought they were extremely bass heavy, and I don't know, I just felt like it was just too muddy. Now, the second gen, I thought they were actually pretty good. They had enough bass in there so I can feel something, but you still had a little bit of mids and the highs that are a little bit cloudy. But again, the 3 comes with the win. Like these actually sound significantly better in the mids and the highs. And depending on the actual tip you have here will determine on how much bass you receive because of the seal. So if you guys are listening to certain type of hip hop or R&B with a lot of low end and you feel like these, you know, oh man, it's too bassy, just switch the tip. If you switch the tip, the isolation will reduce and there won't be as much bass. Now there was one thing that I felt they went kind of backwards on. So obviously we all know Apple purchased Beats. And if you look at their pill line, their pill are actually charged via Lightning. So my question is, we have one, a cover over the USB port on this one, on the 2s, obviously to prevent sweat and things from getting into it. On this one, there isn't one, and it's still micro USB. So obviously my concerns are, will sweat get into this to the point where it could damage the device? And 2, why didn't you just go to Lightning? You did it on the pill. Everybody that's buying these, majority of them have iPhones. It would just make sense to have a Lightning port to charge this, right? Now, as far as battery life goes, let's start with the Powerbeats Wireless 2. So these got 6 hours at full volume. Now, a lot of times you see battery claims on Bluetooth headphones that say, oh, you get this amount of hours, for battery. Now, majority of the time, they're always at half volume. They're not at full volume. These are at full volume, 6 hours. The Powerbeats Wireless 3s are 12 hours at full volume. Now, let's just put this into context. I have never, ever listened to either one of these for 6 or 12 hours continuously. I don't recommend that for anybody to just keep these in your ears for that long. That would be ridiculous. But for those that are new to my channel, I usually test them on how long I can use them and turn them off until I need to charge them again. Now, the Powerbeats Wireless 2s, I usually get about 2 days, maybe 2.5 before I actually need to charge them again. This, I went about a week, which is awesome. So my daily routine is almost exactly the same. I wake up at 5, go to the gym at 6, I have my headphones on. When I go to work, I take the train or an Uber, I have my headphones on. When I'm on my lunch break, got my headphones on. When I'm headed home, got my headphones on. So I always turn off, obviously, when I'm not using it, and then turn them back on when I am using it. So that's how I get the 2.5 days or the week of battery life out of either one of these. I never just leave them on. And when the headphones did die, 5 minutes of charging gave me an extra hour of use. So beast. Now, like I showed in my unboxing of them, the pairing is super easy. Like, it was the easiest pair I've ever done with any Bluetooth headphone or speaker ever. So as far as the Powerbeats Wireless 2, the connectivity was a Class 2 Bluetooth 4.0, which gives you 10 meters or 30 feet away from the device that you are pairing it to. Now, the Powerbeats Wireless 3 uses a Class 1 Bluetooth, which is up to 100 meters. That's like 330 feet away. Now, in my little tiny apartment in LA, I have my Powerbeats Wireless 2s, and I would lose signal sometimes going from, my bedroom to the kitchen, depending on, what angle I took, because it would kind of lose reception. Now, with the Powerbeats Wireless 3s, I'm in a lot larger of a space here in Australia, and I can go anywhere in my house with these headphones. I can go outside, not lose connection. It's actually really, really robust. Now, outside, line of sight, they kind of don't differ that much because there's nothing really interfering with the signal. It's looking directly at it. I think I got maybe about, 20 meters more on the Powerbeats Wireless 3s over the 2s. But inside a building where you have a ton of different walls, things like that, if you're at the gym, it's gonna be a little bit different. So what are my final thoughts on the Powerbeats Wireless 3? Well, if you have a Powerbeats Wireless 2s, I wouldn't say, hey man, go rush out and buy the 3s. If your 2s are working just fine, just keep them. Now, if you had the 2s and you were like, man, I wish I had a little bit more range, or I wish I had a little bit more fidelity in the mids and the highs, this would be your pick for sure. Now, for those that are looking for Bluetooth headphones, it's a little bit too early to say if these are the ones that you want to pick because we haven't really tried the AirPods out yet. I really want to try them, and I know a lot of you have been asking me to compare these to the X3s. I'm going to reach out to Jaybird and see if I can grab a pair so we can actually test these out with those. But at the time of filming this, these are the king. These are awesome Bluetooth headphones, multifunctional, make calls, go to the gym, you got good audio, they're super comfortable, they don't fall out of your ears. Sounds like a win to me. Well, that's gonna do it for my review of the Powerbeats Wireless 3s. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on them. If you have them, do you like them? And what would you like me to compare these to also in the future? If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button, show your boy some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're gonna wanna do that. Hit that APP logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. And if you wanna check out my Powerbeats Wireless 3s unboxing, I'll leave the link right there. All right, guys, till next time.